uh, all right, so episode two, chapter two, new challengers. Super fun, very dynamic, very a lot of things happening, a lot of things taking place. Intense fight scenes and nice, I guess nice animations as well. Like you could tell things look a little bit less stiff. Um, so it's really good looking at it from an outside perspective. Um, so it was a really fun and enjoyable episode. I I love the fight sequence with Team Juniper and the other team, which name escapes me right now. I'm not sure. Um, so let's start from the beginning. Let's go way back and just retrace everything as we go along. So let's start off with the opening. I mentioned that the Colosseum, when they zoom in on Cinder, it catches fire, or fires, flames erupt around her. Um, it just tells me it has to do with the Colosseum. I thought it was related because of the symbolism or the meaning behind the Colosseum and what it stands for, and it is the symbol, or the icon, or the beacon. I'm not sure how to refer to this, but it is the representation of what it is, or it's a representation of what the Vital Festival is. And I was thinking that because of what it stands for, and what its meaning behind it is, that it was going to be the target because of that. But then we see Cinder, like there's fires where she is standing in the Colosseum, and so it reinforces my original concept of that the Colosseum will be destroyed. It'll be the target of the attack, and maybe it'll come crashing down, or maybe it'll explode, or I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure, but I firmly believe now, watching the intro once again, that the Colosseum is what we're looking at. It really is. And and that's like, I guess the best way to describe that would be to like think of it as, I don't know, it's like idealism terrorism. I don't know if that makes sense. It's the best word I can come up with. Yes, I make up my own words sometimes. It's like you have this thing that stands for something, and it's a reminder of something that people have accomplished. And oh, now we're delving into something a little bit more interesting, because I don't know what the lie is. Considering that maybe Cinder is targeting the Colosseum, then the Colosseum will be destroyed. And what does the Colosseum stand for? It stands for the kingdoms uniting together and having this tournament, this festival, as a way to like test their strength, show what they can do, increase the abilities of their hunters and huntresses. But I still I can't see where the lie is in this. Why is it considered a lie that the kingdoms banded together and decided to work together. I know they were at war at one point. I know there was a war and that everybody was fighting against each other for the resources, and it was also the wall for I believe it was idealism and other things. Um, but eventually, people started retaliating, naming their children after colors to because it was silly that people were like fighting against expression, art, ideals, and stuff like that. So as a way to retaliate, they would name their children after colors, and that was the tradition, and it still has kept on going after that. Then the final festival comes, and it's a controlled environment. But what's the lie? What's the lie? I can't see what the lie, which Amity Coliseum stands for. That Cinders, if what I'm perceiving here is correct, that Cinder wants to target. Where's the mirror? What is the mirror? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but apparently the Colosseum has something to do with it, and I don't know why. I know it stands for unity and future and coming together and setting aside differences to focus on the better good and all that good stuff that comes with this kind of structure where everybody collaborated to help build this engineering marvel masterpiece between the four kingdoms. But I don't know. I can't. I'm not sure about the mirror just yet. So I can't quite work on that yet. But let's move on to the fight scene. Nora apparently uses electricity to charge herself up, develops super strength, and that's really cool. That is so cool. Um, I don't know why, but I'm remembering this comment back in the day that somebody was asking. I forgot his name, but he has a picture of himself as his icon. And he was asking if I could if I knew what Nora's semblance was, and then he mentioned a certain area where it kind of showed. So I started remembering in the first in the first volume, and I said, well, if I were based on what I know, I'd say she either has super strength, um, some sort of teleportation or speed, based on the things that I've seen, or I forgot what the other one was said. But it all makes sense now because it's like a combination of both. She uses electricity to charge up her her muscles and like she charges herself and she becomes really strong. And I found it hilarious that Dr. Ooblik is describing the the events of what's happening, and the guy's like, what? I thought that was hilarious. Um, very fun episode. Very fun. Very so much going on. So many things happening, and really enjoyable. It really was. Uh, so then they have the meeting and they talk about, and then Flower Power and Arcos. People have mentioned this before in the comments, and they say that the uh, the shipping names of couples, sometimes Rooster Teeth like puts them out there, and as a tip of the hat for I guess for all of us, for the fans, that that Rooster Teeth recognizes the shipping names that people come up with, and they like incorporate them as team attacks. I think that's hilarious. And then the interaction with, with Team Juniper, like John is like, okay, Flower Power. What's that? Since when? I thought it was hilarious, and the whole conversation thing was hilarious. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good comedy fun. Um, and then we move on to the next fight sequence, and something I found odd. Excuse me. Sorry, something I found odd was that, Neptune being Neptune and blue hair and everything that points to water is actually afraid of it. I thought that's like it was a bit odd and funny at the same time. And the way the way he handles it is perfect. Really really good stuff. Um so they have the combat scene, and it's just it was a really fun episode. There's no new development except for like the off arena scenes, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But it was mostly fun and challenging, and good stuff. Um, so that's that. I don't really have much to develop on that. It was really enjoyable. It was really, it was making me laugh. Good stuff. So let's move on to the off scene. Well, let's talk about Weiss really quick. Weiss, at first she's like, "Hey, good luck." Then when he's like, "Hey, kick his, destroy his face." So she's very volatile, and so that's that. And and Son and Blake, it's growing, it's cute. Hey, blush. So it's good. It's good stuff. Now let's go off scene. I mentioned I see what they did there with Crow, and he was at the Crow bar. Get it? I got it. So that was pretty funny. Um, he seems to be brooding this negativeness and this bitterness, and and based on what happened and what I saw, and considering Weiss's reaction, oh, she's here, and we see a ship with like ribbons on the side. What's the tactical advantage? I'm not sure, but it looks official. You know, that's the kind of ship that people would target if you're the enemy. The one with the ribbons, that one. Shoot it down. Must be official. But based on Weiss's reaction, oh, she's here, and her shock, I'm guessing this is the sister that we've been building up until this point. Um, Based also on the intro that we see the sister and Crow facing off each other in a kind of way, I believe they may have some differences of some sort because in the bar scene, when the bartender is saying like, "Oh, that was a good fight," it's like, "Nah, it's a crappy fight." Huh? Well, what kind of fight are you waiting for? And he's like, when the ship starts arriving in the background, he's like, this one. Then he's like, "Ugh," and then he like starts leaving. So it makes me feel that there are some serious differences, or maybe some bad history, or maybe some incidents that have happened between Crow and Weiss's sister. Um, what else happened after that? I'm not sure. Hmm. Um, so yeah. Anyway, we got all day, or at least all morning, and part of the afternoon. So I'll see if I can record another one right now. So I'll leave this here and try to keep going. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all your support and everything that you do. It really means a lot to me. And a special thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You really don't have to, but when you do, it shows me how much you really care and appreciate the little things that I do. And thank you. I really mean it. Thank you. And that's it. So thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.
ふわふわふわふわふわふわりくるくるくるくるくるくる回るのふわふわふよふよふわふわりうるるくるくるふわふわ飛び出したの